Hi folks, Kevin here for drawingandcoloring.com, and today I have a few quick tips for one of the cousins of regular pencils, color pencils. I'm going to give you the 3 top things to really laser focus your approach to color pencils and let you just throw all the unnecessary stuff to the side to let you really get a good understanding of the basic principles of what you really need to master before you jump into all these other advanced techniques with using colored pencils. So stick around, I'll be right back. You know, today color pencils come in a variety of shapes and colors, and it can really get overwhelming. Now, if you've been drawing black and white for a while, it kind of loses its flair. Just like a black and white movie sometimes. They're nice to go back to, but sometimes you want a little more stimulation. There's nothing better that I can think of to transition from that into a color media more than a color pencil. There are a few key things you should probably know before you get started, so you avoid that frustration, that pain, and that just complete disgust that you may otherwise come in contact with when you start to use them. Color pencils are so versatile. You can pretty much do anything that you can think of with them. You can get textures, you can do rubbings, you can do you can scratch off the color to get the colors beneath. There's lots of different techniques and styles that you can create with color pencils, and I'm not going to cover them all in this video. It would really be impossible to do so. If you want to see more on color media or color pencils, or more specific techniques covering color pencils and color media, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and if you do, I'll make some more videos about this so we can help out more the community and help serve you more directly with what you're having trouble with. Alright, so first one is, you really want to limit your palette. You don't want to go out and get the 120, you don't want to go out and get the 120 pencil set right off the bat. Hell, I don't even use all 120 every time. And you can really get by with the 48, 24, the 12, or even maybe the 16 pack. I tend to use Prismacolor just because the first brand you start with is kind of the one that you stick with. For some reason, that's just kind of how it feels, but not necessarily in every case, especially like pastels. Each one has their own little different things, their own little quirks, and the same is true with color pencils. You might find that the one you first start off with is the one that feels the best in your hand, or you're just more comfortable with it. That's perfectly fine. You always want to get proficient before you branch out and get into all of those other colors and all those packages. You might see ones for specific portraits, landscapes, all of those. Those are really good if you really, if you're really focused on one direction or another. But what I'd really recommend is just go out and get a blank generic 24 pack, 48 pack, and those will really serve the majority of your color needs, and anything else is really just a little too much anyway. Number 2, go out and get yourself a color wheel. These will save you a lot of headache, especially if you're not really familiar with it. If you are familiar with it, it'll really just it'll be a quick reference, help you figure out those colors. But once you really get an understanding of the way that this works, you'll be able to pick up the colors and you'll be able to know exactly what color will make that other one pop or make the other one subdued, which can really come in handy when you're doing those color pencil drawings. Color does not work the same as black and white. It's just a fact. Now, if you took a colored picture and made it all black and white, you'd see how the different tones work. And that is kind of what you will learn to associate over time with what the color really represents on a gray scale. If you made it all black and white, get yourself a color wheel, learn it. You can even draw little swatches in your sketchbook. Just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Learn the colors, actually use some pressure, gradiate them, you know, figure out how they blend together. You can do complementary colors, do a blue to an orange, blend them together, see what they look like. Get a good understanding of the way color really works, and you'll have a lot less headaches when you go to make that final drawing in the end, or even when you're just sketching them out. So get a color wheel. That's number 2. Okay, so number 3. Like I said, color pencils are basically the cousins of the graphite pencils. So anything you can do with a graphite pencil can really be applied to color pencils as far as shading goes. You can build up tone using cross-hatching, varying the pressure of the pencil, changing it up, even do little squiggles to get some different textures in there, scrumbling. All of those things that you apply to building up tone and value with your graphite and black and white drawings, you can apply directly to your color pencils. So if you've ever used color pencils in the past and you've had bad experiences, or you just didn't know quite what to do with them, or you were just a little frustrated with them. I know I was when I first started. I didn't quite know exactly how to use them. It wasn't as immediate as I was hoping for. And one of those things that you learn is layers. Layers is the name of the game with color pencils. Once you have layers set in your head as the key objective, everything else is a cakewalk. Alright, so those are going to be my top 3 tips for just kind of when you're starting to sink your teeth into color pencils. First would be the obvious, keep the palette simple. Don't go overboard. You don't need 120 colors. You might need 48, maybe. The second is learn the color wheel. If anything else, before you even buy color pencils, go buy a color wheel, learn it, and figure out how the colors are actually even arranged and why. If you have no idea how the colors work together at all, you're really going to struggle with any color media for that matter. A lot of them have information on the back. It even tells you how to choose harmonious colors, split complementary, triads, tetras. If you don't know any of those terms that I just read off, start with a color wheel. Number 3, I think we already said, anything you can do with a pencil, a regular graphite pencil, you can apply to a colored pencil. And that goes with most any type of media. There's different brands, there's different ones, most of them are all quality. The ones I recommend are Prismacolor. As again, I said I started with those, and most mediums, the ones you start with, you kind of tend to stick with. Prismacolor ones are going to have a really nice buttery, smooth, they're really good for student and professional work. They're pretty much the best one, probably the best known all around. What I'd also recommend is just get like a quick color pencil book so you can see a lot of other examples of other artists. The one that I would probably recommend the most, if I had to, would be this book right here. It's the Complete Colored Pencil book. It's put out by Northlight Books. You can go directly to their website and pick it up, or you can get it on Amazon. I have links to both in the description. It really does cover just about everything, setting up your studio, to how to do all the different types of techniques and styles, and it goes through a bunch of different artists. So if you're really starting off, I would stick with those first 3 that I taught you, and then pick up just one of these. I have about 5 or 6 different color pencil books, but this one of all has probably the biggest range of what you can really accomplish with colored pencils. You could probably find it pretty discounted too, especially if you use the Amazon links below. So I hope that helps. Take a minute, look at the links below, find a book that really kind of speaks to you on what you are looking to accomplish, because there are a whole plethora, from textures to basics to just techniques. So go ahead, check the links out in the description below. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.